Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, and I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. You guys all know that I totally love Claude from Three Houses, and he's probably my favorite character out of all Fire Emblem games, so I'm really looking forward to his Legendary version, which is probably going to come out in around April. But since there's still quite a few months left until then, I thought it would be really fun to do a theory craft of what he might look like if he was added to this game.
My moment has arrived! Hold a grudge if you must!
I got the idea for his title in Fae, which is King of Unification, by looking at his solo ending in Fire Emblem Three Houses, and that's what they refer to him as. And I thought it was a pretty good representation of him and everything that he stands for and everything that he achieved, so I decided to go with that. When I was first thinking of ways to theory craft Legendary Claude, I wanted to take him in more of a player phase direction because his Brave version does much better as an enemy phase tank in my opinion. However, as you'll see when I explain the preferred skills that I gave him, he can actually be both an enemy phase unit and a player phase unit, so he has really solid mixed phase ability. His weapon, Failnaught, is his legendary relic from Three Houses, and it is a bow in Three Houses, so I made it a colorless bow in Fire Emblem Heroes as well. And it has 14 might, has a range of 2, of course, and it grants speed +3, is effective against flying foes, as all bows are, and if unit initiates combat, or if unit is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack speed +6 during combat, and also, when unit deals damage to foe during combat, restores 7 HP to unit. The special conditions of this weapon are tied to the same condition that Wind Parthia has, where either he has to initiate combat or be within 2 spaces of someone. And basically, this is going to give him attack speed +6 during combat as a boost to his offensive stats, and the 7 HP healing per hit that he deals. And that is a nod to the Crest of Regan that he has in Three Houses. He comes with Luna as his native special, although that's obviously something that is super easy to replace. For example, you can give him a 2 cooldown special like Moonbow or Glimmer, or if you want to go with Deadeye, you can also do that, or Ruptured Sky, or honestly anything. And if you want to make him more of a tank, you can also switch this to a healing special. For his A slot, I was initially going to give him Steady Impact, which is only on Pirate Brigid, but then I realized that both Dimitri and Edelgard introduced new skills to the pool with their legendary versions, so it would be cool if Claude also did the same. So I gave him Swift Impact as his A slot, which is literally just Steady Impact but with resistance instead of defense, and it just, if he initiates combat, grants speed +7 and resistance +10 during combat, and foe cannot make a follow-up attack. And obviously this lends him to be a much better player phase unit right out of the box because this is an amazing skill for a player phase nuke. However, you would obviously change it to something like Close Counter or Close Foil, or even a tier 4 stance if you were looking to make him more of an enemy phase unit. As his B slot, he is most likely going to receive a preferred skill called Fallen Star, following the same pattern that Legendary Dimitri and Legendary Edelgard set. And Fallen Star is the name of the combat art that he's able to use in Three Houses as a result of wielding Failnaught. It's really nice that it's probably going to be a preferred B slot which he receives because there are really not a lot of good options for B slots for ranged flyer units, and I would know that better than most people as a user of a +10 Brave Claude. So, how I decided to make Fallen Star is, at start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%, gives him the null follow-up effect and also Close Call. Now, that might sound a little bit busted, but honestly I think Dimitri's atrocity and his weapon were quite busted as well, so I don't think it's too far of a stretch to say that he would get damage reduction in his B slot if Dimitri got Pulse Smoke and damage reduction in his weapon. So I just thought that would be a really cool way to kind of give a nod to the effect of Fallen Star in Three Houses, where after using it, one of the things is that nobody can land a hit on him for 1 round of combat after he's used it. And obviously, you can't really implement that fully in Fire Emblem Heroes because it would be way too busted if people would just miss all attacks against him. So I decided to do speed-based damage reduction instead. As his C slot, I gave him Speed Defense Rein, and I could have gone with Pulse Smoke or something like that, but I just thought it would be more helpful for general use to give him Speed Defense Rein because it's quite strong. Overall, his BST is 167, which is 1 more than his Brave version's BST, and for that I was just following the fact that Legendary Dimitri has 1 more BST than his Brave version as well. So, his stat line is similar to Brave Claude's, however he's got slightly more attack and speed and slightly less defense and resistance, and it is quite min-maxed overall, but there are a lot of units nowadays who dump 2 stats, and because of that they're able to have high stats in other categories. So that's kind of what I based my thought on. He's got 42 HP, 39 attack, 41 speed, 23 defense, and 22 resistance. And his super banes are in HP and in defense, and he's got 1 super boon in speed. So overall, because he comes with Swift Impact, which is a player phase skill, his base kit does lean more towards him being a player phase nuke who is really difficult to kill on retaliation. However, you can obviously change his A slot and go for something more defensive based. I'm definitely super excited for Legendary Claude, so I may have gone a bit overboard with his power level, but let me know in the comments what you guys think. Let me know if you think this is reasonable, and I'm just hoping that when Legendary Claude gets added, he does have a power level similar to this, because I would love to find ways to use him in every game mode. Thank you guys so much for watching, as always.